German has spoiled my head. I got an A in Swahili, I got an A in English, but what did it help me with? I only think in German. Everything I'm saying here, I'm just thinking in German, so please forgive me. Niwieni radhi.
Number 1 Kenya mzima, East Africa, mambo ni hapa, kila kitu ni tamu zaidi.
When you come to this country, when you leave your country and come to this country, even when you come just to study or you come to whatever you come to do in these countries out here, unafika hivi, your eyes are open and you start kujipanga, because you're never sure whether what you came to do will make you stay here, if you really want to stay here. So you have to try all options. You can't leave any opportunity untouched if what you came to do doesn't work for you. Parents send their kids abroad, for example, to study. Like in America, most of our people, rich people, they send their kids to America to study. Yeah? Even if the child or the son or daughter is actually not meant for classwork, but for the sake of the cash that we have and for the sake of the pride of having a daughter or a son studying abroad, they just push them to do all these TOEFLs and all these SATs to go to America. In every part of the world, just like also in Kenya, universities like USIU, anybody who has money can get in. Anybody. So don't think that those universities like USIU are for people who are so clever. In fact, even the most stupid people go there. If you have cash, good cash, you can just get yourself into any private university in the whole world. So let nobody ever give you a picture of you cannot get in there. You can always get in. But the thing is, not all people, everybody who goes to the university end up graduating. Not all people who graduate also have studied. There are people who graduate, but maybe they have sexed themselves into getting to graduation. People graduate, but when you take them now to quarantine, to isolation, and tell them now do those things that you did in the university, you'll find they have nothing, zero in mind. So now, you come abroad, you are sent here to study, yeah? And then suddenly your parents cannot afford your school fees, and you yourself, you know very well what I'm doing in school is nothing, okay? I don't understand. Even if I'm bright, for example, here in Germany, you have applied into university, but the courses are done in German. So then you find it difficult, and you don't have time. You're not like a citizen, or you're like a national, or like a one born here or adopted here who has the whole time to think and change and stop and make a pause and do whatever to do what they want. You as a person who's just come from Kenya, Nigeria, or from Zimbabwe, as an au pair, for example, you have to open your eyes. You only have 9 months only to find the way you want to stay next. So the shortcut that you're given first by all your friends that you find here, really, they will always tell you, find a person to marry you or get pregnant. Siezi wadanganya, hakuna ingine utaambiwa. Even before you give out your CV and tell your friends how many things you've done in life, what grades you got, which high school you went to, they will always tell you, for you to stay, find a man to marry you. But let me assure you that that's not the only way. Get it from me. It's not the only way out. So anyway, there are only 2 options of getting a man to marry you. And the safest man to marry you would be a citizen. Not a foreigner, a citizen. You can be loved by foreigners and everything, but a citizen is the real key to staying here. Bio-German, bio, organic, born and bred and Caucasian. Now finding this Caucasian, this is now the story. Hey!
Mambo ni moto.
When I came from Kenya, I knew Wazungus love slim models like those Sudanese girls, slim and dark. And me, I was not in that category at all. In Africa, in the Luo land there where I grew up, when you have a fat, plumpy child, then everybody respects you because it's like you're taking care of your baby well. It's a sign of taking care of your baby well. So a fat child is equals to well taken care of. They are not looking at cholesterol and heart problem and what, no. The fatter the better. So me, I grew up eating food really well. So Mzungu and me was closed chapter. Then I come here and people are telling me, the only person who will save you, the only person who will give you a chance to stay here, the only person who will stop you from going back to Kenya after your contract is ended is a Mzungu. And I ask myself, how will a Mzungu like me? Me. How? Tunaanzia wapi? Na saa ngapi? I can't even wang. Imenishinda mpaka wa leo. How am I going to start swinging with a Mzungu? And then I'm being told, you know what, you don't have to find a German only. Those days, it was easy penetrating around. Now it's a bit difficult. You can go to the UK, you can go to Italy, to Spain, to what, and say, hey, getting here in Germany was already a problem. How am I going to penetrate to the UK again? Or penetrate to Spain? Or how now? Me? Hey. So then I got some friends who were feeling like me, who also had put themselves in this box that they cannot, but they have to. We got this tip of putting ourselves in papers, newspapers. But the problem is, the person who introduced us to newspapers did not tell us that there are different categories of newspapers. If you want to get a good mzungu, you have to also invest better, like pay for an advert about yourself in a very expensive paper, because rich people do not read free papers. And you know where we live, or where everybody lives in Germany, there comes every Wednesdays and Saturdays free newspapers, some small newspapers for the region. You come from Kenya, you don't even know that they're regional papers. From Kenya, you only know Nation, Standard, and Taifa Leo. Here, there are papers that the rich people never put their eyes in. These are papers that are brought to your house at your doorstep, and they're placed either in front of your door or pushed into your post, because our post, my dear, they are on our doors. You only go to the post office if you want to like send something and you want to like register it and this complicated stuff. That easy stuff, the mailman comes to your house. So if you are busy reading those are the ones that people we call here penners read. Penners are alcoholics who stopped working 1900. They are just always like pushing bottles and picking bottles around. Also, some of them maybe out of sickness, they lost their jobs. Some of them, they're depressed. Some of them are drug addicts. Problems. And they're the ones who are reading free papers. And they're lonely. They're looking for women and wives and sex. Ateri me, I placed an advert for myself, not once, not twice, not thrice. Because it's also addictive. The more letters you get from these wazungus, do you think, hey, I'm on the market, I'm loved. You do more adverts because you're giving yourself an opportunity to get that one that you're looking for. So let me give you the details of how to do these things. Here, nowadays I also only read rich people papers. So I don't take those cheap papers. If I find them in front of my door, I throw them away. But I wish I had one. Let me look in my dustbin. No, I don't have any. So you get that newspaper, and then you turn it, and then behind there is a cutout, yeah? Something as big as this, yeah? And it has boxes. So this thing, you are told maybe you have to use only 500 words or 300 words only to describe yourself. What you want, who you are. It's like a telegram. You write only what is important. After you've written it, there's the address down there to that newspaper. You send it there. Now this newspaper will take you and give you a number in their office so that you're not messed with, because they don't know who you live with in your house. So if these letters come to you directly, it might bring even divorce in case you are trying to look for another husband and you have a husband already. Yeah. So they put an advert for you. It's not for free. You have to pay. You have to pay them online. I don't remember how we paid it, but you have to pay for it, and it's very cheap. Maybe 10 euros, 5 euros. After 1 week or two, it depends on how marketable you are. You get a whole parcel full of letters from this newspaper, because everybody who's writing to you sent the letter to their address and then they sent to you. These guys have written their numbers there. They don't give your telephone number away. You're the one now to see who you like, hear who you want to have a date with, and then contact them on their telephone numbers. And the faster the better, because we also don't have time here. When you come here with 1 year visa, some of us only 9 months, some of us 6, some of us you've already spoiled it. You don't have time anymore. So the faster the better. So you start making dates. Now let me tell you what my experience was. I used to make my dates in the evening, yeah? Or on weekends, or on a day that my family has given me a free day. So I just ask them, when can I have a free day? Then they tell me maybe, okay, on Wednesday or on Thursday, we are going to such a place, or the boy you're taking care of will be going for a tour with the school. So now it's a day. That is the day now I make dates. The first guy I met, the guy was very nice, but on the first date already, he wanted to take me to his house. Then I thought, okay, to your house. Maybe this is a marriage type, and me, I don't have time, I want to be married. So maybe I could go to his house and see where I'm going to live in the future. Like first date already, kichwa yangu ishagonga. I'm going to see where I'm going to live in the future. Hey, my dear. We drove. Hey, I was expecting that we were living in where I was living, because when you come as an au pair, you work for a family that are capable of paying, So I thought these people I was trying to reach would also be in this life that I was already living, this kind of life, Hey, this guy drove. I got to some outside part of Hamburg. Then from the car, I just looked at the apartments where I was being taken to. The window was one kind of box. It's like a place where people who don't work live. I looked at it like this, I looked at that man, then I looked at the train station. I dropped out of the car, turned, and started running. I said, here, I can't live here. I went to the train station and disappeared. The guy tried to contact me. I refused. I cut out that one completely. The second date I had, the guy came from a place called Schleswig-Holstein. People who are desperate also for women. They come to these other cities and then get their papers from there, or they have friends who send them papers, newspapers from here, or cut them those adverts from people and send them. So this guy was not from Hamburg, but from a place called Schleswig-Holstein. We were supposed to meet at the train station. I was looking forward to. When we got to the train station, my dear, he had flowers for me. Red roses. Me, Terry, I come from Kenya, and Kenya plants roses. I've never ever in my life been interested in any rose flower. None whatsoever. I am not a flower person. I've never been, and even as we speak, Terry, I don't have a flower in my house. If it's not yours, it's just not yours. You cannot pretend. I could not understand why this guy was bringing me flowers. I thought if you want to give me a present, you bring me something solid, something durable. Bring me a watch, things that I cannot buy myself. You know what I mean? Anyway, I didn't expect a present. I was expecting him. And these flowers didn't even give me that sign of like you are loved or he was expecting you. I didn't know the meaning of flowers. I didn't know anything about flowers. I only know flowers grow outside and we did floral arrangement in home science and that is it. I didn't even say thank you really, I didn't. They were rolled in something this big. Those flowers were like 25 flowers. There were so many, there were that many. And they were fresh red roses. It's not even Valentine's. I'm supposed to be working with flowers like this. Hey, these flowers are already a sign of everybody's going to know I have a date. Now, me, the way I'm looking. Everybody I'm going to meet in this train station now just thinks immediately that I'm looking for a man. Like, that was what was going on in my mind. I was feeling so embarrassed. I was looking for a dustbin. So the guy he was walking ahead and telling me, I know this place. How long have you been in Hamburg? Do you know all parts of Hamburg? And we are walking. Yeah, we should look for a restaurant to go and sit in. I only go to one cheap restaurant. You know these restaurants of all you can eat. You go there, you take your plate. It depends on your size, then you fill it. Yeah? Then you only pay for the plate. That is the only restaurant I knew. And it was just next to the train station. I was walking, this guy is talking to me, and I'm looking for a dustbin. So coming out of the train station on the side of where we were going, I see a big dustbin where some smokers are. I just placed all those flowers in that dustbin. Boof! So you know him, he's walking, he's very happy, he's met me, he's really excited we are going. Me, I'm so relieved I am not walking with these flowers anymore. Anyway, we went to eat. So the guy said, okay, he will go first to take the food. After that, I can go. I was happy. I was looking at him, trying to think of whether he's come with a train because we met at the train station. So my mind is like, did he come with a car or he came with a train? You know? Hey, things I didn't have in Kenya. I cannot come here again and start looking for somebody who doesn't have a car. Please no. Then he finishes serving and comes to our table. Then I carry myself and I go to serve. Coming back, the guy had been looking for my flowers. Where are my flowers? Hey! I'm looking at him like, but you gave me, they're mine. Why are you asking about flowers? They're mine. Kumbe he's worried. Where are the flowers that he bought that he gave this lady? Hey, panic. I started eating kidogo, then I said, let me go to the toilet, I'm coming. Then I ran to that dustbin. I didn't find my flowers. They were gone. Hey. I came back. The guy had finished eating. The guy had already noticed what happened. The guy told me he wants to drop me to where he came from. Like, I'm not even supposed to meet anybody else. He is giving me a lift. I think he was so annoyed. I don't know what he felt, but he offered to drop me to the house immediately, like to where I live. We've not even talked. We just ate. He had changed his moods and everything. So we went downstairs. So then he got his car from somewhere there. I don't know where. And I showed him the way. Then I let him drop me very far away from my house, but in that area. He never ever called me again. But anyway, I was not in a hurry. So now, the third guy that I met, that was a guy who was living in a place called Neumünster. I was not really ready to give up my life in Hamburg City. But time was running and everybody else was telling me, Terry, you cannot study here. The only thing that you can do is to get pregnant or do what? Or get married. I got this guy from Neumünster. I read his name. And the name was so amazing. I remember his name was Doric. I started like practicing saying Terry Doric. Because everybody who had been married to a white person here was like having their names, like having their names. So this time around I was thinking, when I find a name that is also nice, that is also a factor to consider, then I have to start practicing with my name to see if they fit together. If they don't fit together, it's a no. So Terry Doric. So I said, Nice. There were Zungus here in Germany, they call themselves Schmidt. I don't know what. This is not some Zungu names. Not like you expect when you come from Kenya. You want to call yourself white. You want to call yourself brown. You want to call yourself hoo. Me, I got a Dorish. So I said, this is good. So I made a date with him. So the guy came. The guy was looking handsome, tall, slim, had a car, a red one for that matter, looked very young. But one thing the guy did not really tell me clearly is that before he had been married to a Kenyan. And that is a no-go zone. Even if the man is divorced, even if the man is a widower, but had been married to a fellow Kenyan, leave that guy, run for your life. Me, I didn't know. And you know, we are so disparate at that time. Hey, I met this guy. He was so charming. Although when he smiled, his teeth were not so nice. But it was okay. Who sees the mouth immediately? Who looks in the mouth? Said it's fine. Now the only problem was, here in Germany, Wazungus want you to kiss them. But then you look in this mouth, you say, Jesus, even if it's a matter of looking for peppers, the name is sweet. He looks handsome, but that was stressing me a bit. But I had no choice. My friends are also expecting me to bring good news, and they also have news, and so you have to struggle, you have to survive. Fast forward. We dated for 2 weeks. The first week he used to come to Hamburg to see me, and then we go to Radisson Blue. Up there's a bar called Top of the City, and then we look around the city, and we dance a bit, and then I get my nice amarulas, and then it's good. But now the next week, he wanted me to visit him. Hey, I said, okay, this is a sign of peppers, but I don't want to sacrifice my life from this city going to a village. Munster is kind of a village, kind of. It's only 45 minutes from my city, but not really nice. But for the sake of peppers, you're just saying, maybe he'll marry me and then I'll convince him to come back to Hamburg, to come and stay here. Because if he can drive every weekend and twice a week from where he lives and comes to see me, then let me just push this fast. And once it works out, then I can do what? Then I can get him to come to Hamburg. I get to my Munster, the guy has a daughter. And this daughter of his is a pointee, half caste. But the daughter from the first day really loved me. We survived a bit. I went back, but my blood was just not red. My blood was turning green, kind of, not really nice. I was just feeling right. The second time I went there, the guy tells me he wants us to drop his daughter to the mother first, and then he can drive me to Hamburg. Like this time around, I'm not going with the train. Like I've already reached that level. Like now I don't have to board a train to get back home. And I have to get back on Sunday. I have to be at home so that I can do what? So that I can work on Monday again up to Friday. But first, he needs me to help him to bring the daughter to the mother. The daughter was crying. She wanted to go with me. So that was the problem. So I had to really, for sure, take her to her mother and then get back. But this man had never told me that woman is a Kenyan. Hey. You might go to that child's house, to the mother. Hey, whom do I meet in that house? One of the girls who has been in my gangmate. Like, also a lady who is also looking for peppers, who is also an au pair who had run away from their families and is in our group where we normally meet at my friend's house. She is also a member there. And now I'm meeting her in my new boyfriend's ex house. Kumbe, that ex of that man wants to connect that girl with the husband. I don't know how they're friends or how they became friends. I don't know. But they're friends, and the lady knows very well the guy loves black women. So the lady is also trying hard to get for that man a wife or a girlfriend that she can control, that she can carve an eye on. Because her daughter must always go there every weekend or stays with the man every 2 weeks. So, of course, now, even though they are divorced, she has to make sure that the person who will be dealing with her daughter is not a stranger. Hey, I don't even know whether I greeted them or not, but I was shocked. I was shocked. Why? Because I knew this girl that I'm meeting in this house is drama queen. Even before I arrived back in Hamburg, I already had a phone call. Another girl telling me, hey, unaribu marriage mtu, ati unapush na bwana Mkenya. And I'm asking them, my dear people, did we not put ourselves in the papers together? Now again, I'm destroying a fellow Kenyan's house or what? Missy, I've gotten a man on the internet and they've already dated for 2 weeks. Kumbe, this girl who had met in this house, me, I was thinking we're gang. You people nilipata stress. I was attacked from all corners of this world. I was attacked by girls. I was attacked My friends stand on me. Kumbe, it's because now I've gotten somebody. Like, you're working with friends, but they don't really want good for you. They don't want you to get before them. Now you've gotten a man before them, and he's young, he's handsome. Now it's a problem again. Hey, nilipatiwa drama, you people. Mpaka the ex-wife of that man came to Hamburg to look for me. And now, these people want to fix me. They are calling me to go to that house. We meet that guy. Stop nipatiwa hata kama ni beating. Niliharibiwa jina. Nanyang'anya mtu bwana yake. What. I'm telling the guy bad things about the wife. Maybe this ex-wife of his, I've met this Sunday. I'm just bringing this child back home. Now again, how is it that I've been telling this man bad things about his wife so that he can divorce his wife? Me, I don't even know any details about their marriage, how they divorced. I was not even caring about it. My mind was on my papers. I want to get married though. And this name Doring is so nice. I want to put it on the side of my name. I've already even called my uncle back at home and given him a phone to talk to Doring. The name is so sweet. Hey, I cut contact with them completely. So I put myself on paper once more, one last time. And I got me some more contenders. This time around, I chose only the ones that are around me, like only a stone throw away, like the same area. Just shopping centers was around. And I made dates also for shopping centers. Hey! Wacha ningie kwa basi, not even train this time around, any bus, just going to meet one in a place called Bamberg. It's an area where Nigerians wako huko, Kenyans wako huko wengi, but that is where I was feeling safer. So I was thinking if I meet a person who is a drug addict, wants to even kill me, I can run to the Nigerians or, at least people who I know. Hey, I got into the bus and the guy told me very well where he's sitting. I was sitting in the bus and I look outside and just that's him. The guy was looking like he's going to collapse the next minute. He's smoking, he's looking modularly like his body is finished, he is so thin. You put like a beggar. And I knew it was him because the way he was waiting, the way he described for me where he was, and he kept calling me. And now the bus was here, and I cannot get out of the bus because the guy is standing next to the bus stop, and I know it's him. And I already sent him my pictures. When you already got somebody that is interested, you send a picture. Hey, you put the way I went with that bus. I went with the bus. I never ever got back there again. That's how I stopped what? I stopped Gazette dating. But there is positivity also in Gazette dating. After we had dated these stupid idiots, after we'd used this cheap paper, I personally met a lady from Kenya, also from Mombasa, who was so open-hearted and so ready to help me and told me that herself, she got a man with papers, but not those newspapers. Her sister came here before and her sister is married to a pilot. The husband of the sister was from Germany, but was based in Spain. So while she still was in Mombasa, her sister here in Spain told the husband to please find a guy for the sister. Then this guy, instead of looking for a friend or a cousin or a brother of his to give to this sister-in-law of his, he took to a newspaper called Die Zeit. It's a big newspaper that is international, but it's German. And then he made an anzeige, an advert for this girl who is in Mombasa. He's a Mzungu, yes, but he made an anzeige for the sister of his wife. And the girl got lucky and got a man and they got married. So there's also positivities. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to tell you not to date with papers. Those of you who are new here or who are looking forward to coming over here, just look for the right paper, right newspaper to write your application. Don't invest in these ones that people don't read. Men don't only look at obituaries only. No, they also look at that dating side also. And they cut them out in secret. They do. I was thinking, where are these papers, these expensive papers that people are getting good men from? Kuba, they are not brought in the house. Those expensive papers, you have to go and buy them. It never worked for me. These things are not for everybody, but you can try because nobody knows where their luck lies. Nobody knows. Maybe your husband is just sitting next to you now, or even in the inbox as we speak, but you're thinking of somebody far away. So it's always better to try. When it's not for you, God will just tell you it's not yours through a lot of downfalls and through a lot of disappointments and heartbreaks. You never know. I'm telling you true stories. I will tell you everything. Trust me on that. As for now, it's a finished business.
Proud chocolates.